Hopefully they come flooding back in. Here, let me tell them we are streaming.
You might want to resend out the now playing thing. I don't know if you want to do that again or not.
That Crim does that.
Oh, he does. Okay.
Yeah. We still have 0 viewers, so it's just me and you, Dilly. But hey, oh wait, it says we have 0 viewers, but here we are. Boo already messaging in the chat. How we doing, Boo? Welcome back. I want to get here. I'm waiting for Willow, because Willow had some important questions asked in the general chat of the KDL. So you just gotta wait for her to get here. Okay. Welcome back, Willow. I don't know why it says there's 0 viewers. I guess it doesn't count the 2 of you. Unlucky. So here we are. Nocturne lore, right? So the old Nocturne lore, back when there were summoners, was that the summoners had like he was like a vengeful spirit, like still did the nightmare stuff. But the summoners had like locked him into a nexus crystal and they only brought him out to fight. And it was really hard to put him back in, and like sometimes some of the summoners would die, putting him back in the crystal. Another part of that lore, which was never really talked about, was that a lot of people theorized that Nocturne was Zed. That Zed, like, because you see Zed's death animation in game, he doesn't actually die. He like shoots some stuff into the ground and then like plops into a shadow. So since both of them were shadow figures, people thought that at some point Zed dies or something and becomes Nocturne. That's not lore though. That was just a theory back in the day. But now the new Nocturne lore, all right, is he's still big on the nightmares, right? So there were the Rune Wars, right? We all know the Rune Wars. Dilly, you know the Rune Wars?
Oh yeah, everybody knows Rune Wars.
Everybody knows the Rune Wars. That's where Rise is from. So we were fighting over runes, and it was sort of taboo to use shadow magic. But to get an advantage on the other people in the Rune War, the like mages and stuff would use shadow magic, and they basically conjured Nocturne using shadow magic. And he did what he did. He did what they wanted him to do. He killed people and stuff, but he was too strong, and people couldn't handle him. So they like basically sent him to the spirit realm. And now the only way Nocturne can really connect with people and get his way back into the real world is through dreams, which is where the connection between the spirit world and the physical world is very thin. So that's why he like haunts people's dreams and stuff. He's technically a demon, which means he's in the same category as Tom Kench, Evelyn, and Fiddlesticks, but he just does slightly different things. Because you know Evelyn's all about that lust, and Tom Kench is all about the gambling and like bargains and stuff. And Nocturne's here to just like sort of kill you in your sleep and like suck your soul out during your dreams. Ayo. Now I hope everyone enjoyed that lore. Very important. Yeah, he's basically League's Freddy Krueger. Yes, that's very perceptive of you, Ross. But yeah, that's where he's from. And if you don't know the Rune Wars, I mean, you can look them up. It's where the Ascended are from. The Ascended fought in the Rune Wars, and because they did so much during the Rune Wars, some of them became corrupted, and that's how we have the Darken. Um, so, there's a lot of lore there if you're really interested. I could keep going, but, I think people might want to watch the game at some point. As we're getting into the, as we're getting into the champ select, as we are getting into champ select yet, but they are making the lobby. Other question: who's gonna win this season? I mean, it's pretty basic to assume that the Akatsuki would probably repeat since they got one of Never Loses' best players and then kept the same roster basically. So I would be safe to assume that they probably win. Second place, I mean, I think it could be ABD. Dilly, what is your idea on who would win?
Kotsky, definitely the favorites. The defending champions should almost always be the favorites when they keep the same roster. Um, and I think second place, ABD can definitely take it. I think it's up for grabs for just about anybody, though. Just as first place can be taken by anybody, but we'll have to see how that goes.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Just
It's
takes one
anyone's
off
game.
day. Yeah, it just takes one off day for one team and one really good day for another team.
As it appears, we are about to get into Champion Select. And here we are into Champion Select. Everyone can see Champion Select perfectly now. We have fixed it. Of course, make sure you get your predictions in with the channel points. Right now, I only see about 2K used on the channel points, but you know, you could always splooge for some more. As we do see a Warwick ban on the side of World Enders. Kim Minju must be a Warwick player for them to ban it. Rumble being banned, Rumble just pretty strong right now in the meta. Not surprised there. It's going to be interesting to see if they ban out the Nocturne that Adam Farm played.
Well, they might be looking to try and first pick the Nocturne because I know the jungler for JJT Tech also quite enjoys playing Nocturne, so they might be trying to grab that for themselves. Might be a coveted first pick here on blue side because World Enders decided to go with blue after winning the flip, so we'll have to see what they prioritize with that first pick.
One would assume Nocturne, since it worked so well in the last game. And right now, Jujutsu Tech not really banning anything that they played last game, but you know, probably just has a better plan. Thresh being banned, who is a very avid Thresh player, but word on the street is he also plays Janna. So we'll have to see if he picks it. And the Rengar ban. And of course, there we go. Nocturne first pick. So we'll have to see if Jujutsu Tech has anything to counteract that.
They're immediately looking at the Wukong here, which is a pretty strong pick top lane right now, especially with the Sunderer just being a strong item in general, and they do lock that in. It's almost guaranteed to be a top lane here, though. I think it doesn't really do that well in the jungle.
Yeah, Wukong's jungle clear is not the best. I'm not sure if his passive stacks on large monsters. It might, but if it doesn't, it's definitely a very bad pick in the jungle. So you actually see a Moo. So it looks like we're gonna have Wukong top and a Moo mid, or not mid, jungle, which is a pretty good combo. Haven't seen a Moo pop up that much recently, but always pretty good in low elo play. Has a very good team fight ultimate, so it looks like Jujutsu Tech is going to be looking for a team fight comp.
Mumu is
A
Jinx.
Mumu is Jinx. Why do we do this to me? Why must I always be tricked? I'm sick.
And it so far is looking like World Enders are going to go back to the same comp. They pick up the Galio again. We'll see what they grab here. I believe they picked AD here last time. They picked the Ezreal. We'll see if that... Oh, it's banned this time by them. So that can't happen.
We'll have to see what they're going to pick against Jinx.
Oh.
A lot of options available, though.
Galio is actually set.
Galio's set. Come on, guys. Can we please? I can't handle all these things.
Now is Cassiopeia Cassiopeia?
Is
I don't know.
Cassiopeia Cassiopeia? I really hope so.
Okay, no, Cassie
Cassiopeia
Sejuani.
is Sejuani.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone's just picking placeholders for like very low I mean, I guess set 6,300, but isn't Sejuani 1350? I could be
I
wrong.
think so, yeah.
I could be wrong, but holy cannoli, man.
Well,
So we got,
not everybody has been playing on NA for like 8 years like you have though, Poseidon.
yeah,
So
it's true. No, it's true. And no one willing to shill out the big bucks for free content. So we got Nocturne set Sejuani. So it's most likely Nocturne top set support.
I mean, we saw jungle last game, so I'm
I
kind
know,
of
but
inclined to believe it.
Sejuani can't really go anywhere else besides jungle, right?
Oh, true. I keep forgetting that that's a Sejuani. Yeah,
That's
you're
a
right.
Sejuani.
It could also be Nocturne mid. That's also been pretty rising in popularity recently.
That is true. No, that is true. Um, it's also interesting to see that no enchanters being banned out. Jinx, sort of synergizing pretty well with things like the Lulu. Almost in hyper carry style in the same sense as Kog'Maw, but can't really go a tank build like Kog'Maw can. But we are seeing a lot of support bans here for who. His Pike and Thresh ban, the way. It'd be interesting to see if we see another one, or maybe they go for a mid ban here.
You're scared. Good to know.
They ban the Akali. Interesting. So most likely we're going to see a support ban pick here, so they can get counter pick for their mid laner. Wouldn't be surprised to see Lulu, Braum.
I think Rel is really good with the Jinx and the Wukong together as well.
That's true. Okay, now they picked Jinx.
Yeah, who is that then?
So what's going on? So what is the Jinx? Now I'm confused. It's Swain. Alright. Sejuani's 4,800? Really? She came out in Season 2, though. That's crazy.
We get the coveted Xayah on the World Entered side. I know that their AD really likes to play that champion.
Wait, don't pick Swain. They can't pick Swain.
I believe it's just a BM.
Oh, just to BM the Jinx.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, so there's like 3 placeholders here. Basically to sum it up, there's a Jinx there. A Mumu is Swain. Cassiopeia is
Swain is Lux.
Swain is. What do you mean? Swain is Lux?
They lock Swain in on the World Entered side.
You guys, no, this is too much for me. There are 3 placeholders on the side of World Enders. It's Set Sejuani and Lux. I'm pretty sure. And then we got a Karma. So Karma Jinx bot lane. Wow. So can we not do that ever again? Holy crap. So we got Wukong, Xin, Karma Jinx, and Swain. Whatever. I don't care. It's tough. Alright, Pro Draft is just it's hard for us to watch the Pro Draft. You could also just Pro Draft before the game and then just save a picture of it and then do the exact same draft that you did in the Pro Draft for the audience's viewing pleasure. But we got a couple prima donnas around here. So interesting team comps on both sides. Honestly, I don't remember what the team comp is on the side of World Enders.
It's set top, set top, Sejuani jungle, Galio mid, Xayah, and then
there's a Nocturne. They picked
Lux.
Nocturne. So I think it's set. I think it's set to port Nocturne top.
Wait. I'm gonna have to see it again.
We're gonna have to see it again. It's confusing. It's confusing for everyone out there. Hopefully we don't see an accidental ban again. I don't think any 8 champions were picked again though, so I think we're good on that.
You're scared. Good to know.
Oh wait, no, didn't they pick Akali? Am I dumb?
No.
Fine.
I thought they did. Or was Akali a placeholder? Or hold on. I'm confused. Okay, so we got it's Sejuani top. Wukong's in. So this should be Nocturne. Alright. Okay, now he's just taking his time, I guess. Yes, it's a Nocturne. Alright.
I want a turn.
Beyond to darkness, where our power grows. Cow. May you die with your eyes closed.
Tragic.
And we get Xayah Lux. And then Swain on the side of Jujutsu Tech. All right, now that we're looking at these full team comps, Poseidon, what do you take away from it?
Alright. We finally have the full team counts. Wait, there was a Lux. Oh yeah, right. That was their last pick. I think I like the side of Jujutsu Tech. Because I think there's not as much follow-up for the Nocturne. It's going to be interesting to see with the Sejuani top, though. I haven't seen Sejuani top too often.
I think it's a lot easier to itemize against World Enders comp. They don't have a whole lot of magic damage on their side. Sejuani does a little bit. Lux is going to be the only real source of magic damage. You get true damage from set W, but I think it's going to be a lot easier to itemize against that team comp versus the one that Jujutsu Tech put out here.
I agree. And now we are going to go into our 3-minute delay. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the KDL.
There's no time for redemption. Those flags you wave, will they hold up? Don't cry for your vengeance.
never doubt.
the glory alive. Here's your judgment. Here's your reckoning. Write your story down. Here's your history. Pride and country. You could have everything. So bring home the glory alive.
Oh baby, we're back into the loading screen. Here we go. We got Prestige Edition skins this game. Cosmic Defenders in Zhao again. And some pretty good skins otherwise. Both teams pretty even on skins. 3 skins to 4, actually. But the Prestige skin almost basically counts as 2. So we're going to have to see how this game plays out. Dilly, is there any matchup you're particularly looking forward to this game?
I think Karma's gonna have to play mid lane pretty safe here. Stay back and try to farm with Q and long the auto attacks as much as she can, because if Set gets on top of her, he can do a lot of damage pretty quick.
So here we are in game. We're gonna widen out the screen a little, as it looks like there's an invade on the side of the blue side, which is World Enders. World Enders on the blue side, Jujutsu Tech on the red side. They are going for an invade here, as the Nocturne and the Xayah match pretty well. Pretty good synergy there. Gonna have to see if this Wukong decides to walk into them.
Yeah, we're gonna see if he's gonna walk into the bush. It looks like he's gonna be there first, so he should be able to walk away from it.
Does have to start W, but is able to just walk away from this. Pretty similar to what happened last game, though, where World Enders did go for the early invade against INS. Not much to show for it, though, as Wukong is able to W out of there. So really well played from him. Pretty standard keystones I see from everybody. The only interesting one I'd say is Flea Footwork on set. Probably just worried about Karma poke and does not want to have to base too often, since it is still a ranged versus melee matchup.
Yeah, the extra sustain will help him stay in lane a little bit longer instead of getting poked out for sure. The extra bit of move speed will also probably help him get on top of Karma a little bit easier when he tries to go for trades.
Interesting to see, too, that both junglers are starting topside. The interesting thing, though, is that this is warded on the side of World Enders, so they do see that the Xinjiang did start his red. Both junglers, though... Oh, very interesting that he decided to start his Q. Most people usually start E on Xinjiang just for the attack speed. It's taking him a really long time to clear that camp. As
He's really struggling with it.
Nocturne's already done with 2 camps, and Xinjiang just started his second one. But besides that, not much else really going on. Some poke in the bot lane. We're going to have to see if who can land some never moves on the side of this Swain. Swain can really be very aggressive in this lane, as Wukong goes in for some poke on the Sejuani. Sejuani not really being able to do anything against the Wukong. Maybe picked it because Sejuani mainly does magic damage and Wukong's passive is there for armor stacking. But overall, you would still expect Wukong to win this lane.
Definitely early you expect Wukong to win it. He might have trouble if the Sejuani gets to late game and just builds full tank. But in the early game, definitely Wukong sided.
As we do see, Sejuani hit level 3 first. Is going in for this trade. It does not matter though, as Wukong is just beating the crap out of him. Dodges the E there with his W, really well played, but both of them pretty low HP. Wukong not having any pots and Corrupting Pot sort of healing him up, as we do see on the side of World Enders going into this bot side jungle. We're going to have to see if the root lands. Lucent Singularity will miss. as the Xin Zhao is able to get out of there. But Nocturne will most likely get this first scuttle over here, hit level 4 off of it. Xin Zhao now 2 camps behind because of how long or just 1 camp behind. But now not going to really have the tempo to maybe get to this top lane scuttle.
Yeah,
As he
Nocturne
is
is just gonna walk through mid lane and head right to that, and he's gonna get the double scuttle on the Xin Zhao.
The only camp Xin Zhao can do right now is his Krugs. So it's either gank or do Krugs. It looks like he's going for the gank. As Wukong looks like he took a bad trade top, had to back off pretty far. As we do see the Never Move land, the Zap connects as well. The Visions of Empire lands as well as Blade Caller are also coming in. Poke traded on both sides, no summoner spells used. But overall, a good trade on the side of Jujutsu Tech, as both bot laners on the side of World Enders having to pop their pots, as we might see a Never Move come out again. Decides to back off for a second though, as they do have the push here.
I think these bot lanes are pretty similar in terms of matchup as well. Both ADCs want to farm as much as they can and just get 2-3 items before they start doing really good damage in the game. And then both supports are basically mages that have a root. So it's kind of comes down to a skill matchup here in the bot lane. I feel like the matchup advantage isn't too favored in either way, as we see a trade top lane.
Pretty good poke, but Sejuani holding her own, gonna be able to catch that wave. Be pretty sizable advantage. The Never Move landing, gonna see the Ignite comes out. Both Ignites use good flash there from Hu, getting away from that Blade Caller, but both supports having to use both of their sums, both ADCs using their heals, only 1 flash now on both sides. Gonna have to see if Nocturne comes down there. Nocturne almost 6. Could very easily kill a Swain at that HP.
For sure. Something that they have to consider too in the bot lane right now. We'll see if they respect it. We're gonna find out pretty shortly as soon as Nocturne hits 6.
Have to see if Nocturne can hit 6 off of this camp. Most likely not going to. Gonna need to clear another camp, and with nothing else around the map, most likely not going to be able to do anything. As we do see more trading in this top lane, the Arctic Assault comes out, the Everfrost, the E does land there. Wukong actually having to flash away from the Sejuani. Looking like a pretty bad matchup right now. The Sejuani now level 6 could very easily just kill him with her ult right here, as the Glacial Prison will go wide.
That might be the 200 ping playing a part there.
That's true. It is 5 a.m. right now in Europe. So, gotta take that into consideration. As we do see the Dragon being started on the side of World Enders here. As we're gonna break away from that top lane fight for a second. Having to run away. 4 people here, bot lane not here. Easy Dragon on the side of World Enders, very well done. Wukong though, just looking sort of dazed and confused in this matchup. You know, most people, I'm sure the side of World Enders, this man has played against a bunch of Wukongs, but there's probably no way this man has played against a lot of Sejuani tops, as this Lux is definitely dead for first blood. Jinx getting excited. The Nocturne Paranoia coming in though. The TP also from Sejuani might have greeted a little too hard. Oh, that's actually set. But TP not necessary, but overall a 1-for-1, but it is a kill. First blood on Jinx, so a little more gold for her than Xayah, but now they are pressuring this turret. Jinx is going to have to walk away from this lane, lose a lot of experience on her half, as she now decides to recall. Might be hanging around though, might be hanging around to her detriment, as we do see the Nocturne flash in. Gonna land the Fear and the Dustbringer, but is rooted in the turret. This is not looking good, just not really on the same page as the Xayah is. Nothing else is going to come out of it. The Visions of Empire will miss on this Nocturne, but maybe a bit too aggressive there on Nocturne. Maybe recalling his last game antics where he was a bit too strong. But not able to get it done there. Really good Flame Chompers there from the Jinx.
Yeah, if she threw them a little bit too far back there, then that probably would have spelled death for her.
So we see the game is basically even. Gonna see Winds become Lightning, does land on Set. Set gonna have max crit here. Lands the Haymaker. The root there from Lux is going to help him out. Not much else going on mid lane.
Wukong is slowly stabilizing the top lane as well. He's not down nearly as much CS now. Still not sure how trades are going to go for him.
So we do see him having to use that Mimic away. But yeah, I mean, with the Sejuani already having the Thornmail, the Graceful Prison will land. Arctic Assault in. He is going to use the Cyclone. Going to try to sustain his way out of this. Sejuani does have the flash though, and the game is paused. ADC game broke.
You can throw the overlay up side.
Hmm.
Said probably throw the overlay up.
What overlay? That the game is paused.
I mean, something.
It's fine. They're gonna be back in a second. The map? What are you talking about? Ah. So he's restarting the game. Not much else happening right now, though.
Yeah, they want you to switch to the
Switch
team
to
versus team.
versus team. There you go. As we do have that pause, Sejuani might be able to clean up that kill, though. Right after this pause, we're gonna have to see.
Right before the pause, too, I was looking at the CS lead in the mid lane. Karma's up about, I think it was about 30 CS in the mid lane at this point. So the extra range and the poke have really been helping her just gain an advantage in that sense.
Yeah, no, she's up 72 to 45 CS in the mid lane. Probably a lot of where their lead is right now, besides the Jinx First Blood. Just having the CS discrepancy in the mid lane. But it's going to be interesting. Wukong most likely will die here, since Sejuani does have flash, can flash follow. It's going to be weird, though, since she already started her W, if she's going to be able to do that, though. If she's going to be able to do the damage and deal with that situation. As we're just waiting for the game to restart.
So
Not
far,
much
this
else
one
going
has
on.
yeah. So far, this one has been a lot more tame compared to the last one earlier tonight. Only a few kills going to either team, versus, almost a dozen kills going to either team in the early game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean at this point in the last game there were 12 kills to this game so far. As it looks like the Jinx is reconnected. We're gonna see if we get back into this game. If I am able to pause it real quick. What else is going on? Okay. Since I fudged it a little, just give me 1 second to get back to the point where we were in the game, and then I will go back to the stream. Alright. Let's transition back to the game. The game is back on, but I had to pause it again for a second because we were right there in the middle of a fight. Wukong getting away here. We saw this. And will Wukong die? No, he does not die. So there you have it. He got away. Surprised to see Sejuani not flash for it, but maybe just a little worried about Xin Zhao being there, being a little too aggressive. But we're back in game.
We also see Xin Zhao. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought completely.
Was Xin Zhao has a Sheen first?
That might have been it. But we see Wukong uses TP to get back and catch that wave so he doesn't fall too far behind.
Yeah, pretty smart idea. Zin's probably going to end up going Sunder this game. which makes sense, especially when the top side of the map is bruisers such as Set, Nocturne, and Sejuani. Gonna want to be able to doing a lot more damage to them with percent pen, as we see the Lucent Singularity there land on to who. Half HP in the bot lane, but is level 6, so if he does land a Never Move, could spell Doom for this Lux. Sums are back up though, so it'll be interesting to see if any fight breaks out. Maybe they're a little worried about the Nocturne having his paranoia again. We're gonna have to wait and see.
If they watched last game, they probably are a little bit worried about Nocturne having his paranoia up again.
So we see the Flail of the Northern Winds land there. The Never Move will miss. Final Spark, who flashes out but is too little, too late, will end up dying. Paranoia used. Paranoia will be going onto the Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao having to use his ult there to get out of it, but pretty good play overall, being there for his Wukong. Not much coming out of it. As we see, they might go for a dive here, though. Set is here, and Karma is a little slow to this gank, as we do see the Showstopper used. Rift Herald being popped. We're gonna see if they can continue going for this dive. We see a Flash Mantra Q in. The Focus Resolve uses well. The Inspired, the Flash Cyclone. They might be able to get this Wukong doing a lot of damage here. Karma being able to sustain him with Inspires is a triple kill on the side of Wukong. Just an over-aggressive play on the side of World Enders, but they do end up getting first turret and all of the plates. So a fairly even trade, but now this Wukong that was sort of shut down for a while got a lot of gold out of that one trade.
Yeah, and the difference there is all those plates were spread between the 3 members of World Enders, whereas all that gold from the kills is on Wukong. So it's a much larger advantage for the top lane now, and we're going to see if he can translate that.
As we see Jujutsu Sec starting up this dragon. Nocturne and Set just respawning. Most likely going to go down to Jujutsu Sec just because of the strength of that top lane play. Just really good play on the side of Wukong and Karma being able to turn that fight that looked pretty dreary at the beginning, but the Flash Cyclone just having each other's backs with Inspireds and Focus Resolves on the side of Karma, just showing you why this champion is so highly contested.
She can definitely turn any early and mid game fight around just with her Mantra E alone. It's a very strong ability.
As we see Lux land her full combo, Final Spark use, Stopwatch coming out. Nocturne though behind the Jinx, no way out for this Jinx. And 3 kills on the side of World Enders, really well played there. Lux lighting all of her abilities on the Swain, Swain not really being able to do anything. As Nocturne once again and getting another kill with this Paranoia. This Paranoia just feels like it's up all of the time. It's already 25% done with its cooldown. And he's only level 9. It has a Kindle Gem and Ionian Boots.
That Ionia boot rush, he's getting the ult as often as he can, and he's basically using it on cooldown, and he's getting really good value out of it every time.
So we see some fighting going on in the bot side of the map, but not much else going on. As Nocturne is hanging out here, who is going to accidentally walk into him? The flash used by Nocturne there, a bit unnecessary. Maybe he just was worried about getting rooted by the Flame Choppers, but the Super Mega Death Rifle will go wide. Jinx flashing in, though the Zap also goes wide. Lucent Singularity will not land either, as Jinx just barely not able to get that kill. The Showstopper's used. Xin Zhao ult used as well. Not much else happening here. Mantra W will not land. As all around the map fighting is happening, but this Swain pick just doesn't seem like it's working out. Sort of getting punished for how aggressive he has to play in this lane.
Yeah, he's definitely overstepped a few times and paid the price between Lux hitting the bind, Nocturne ulting bot. He's got to take a step back and reevaluate, I think, here and stop the bleeding.
Yeah, he's down items. Lux, again, the Xerath from last game, is going for that early Dark Seal. Might see him go for a Medjayce again. We'll have to see. But yeah, I mean, around the map, Karma is up 30 CS. Does have that Shirelia's battle song over the set, who looks like he might be going Stridebreaker, might be going Trinity Force like Bri did last game. As we see another Lux Bind land, Jinx just completely one-shot. They really need to get vision on this Lux, as Lux is doing so much work right now for the side of World Enders.
Yeah, and she's really making use of those mobility boots. Kind of an unconventional pickup on Lux, but she's roaming around a lot, hitting lots of binds, and getting lots of kills and making a lot of plays for the team.
As we see Nocturne hanging out here, waiting for the Wukong to walk in. Wukong will ward, though, being able to detect where this Nocturne is. Living up to his lore, hiding in the vision, trying to eat the souls of his enemies, as we do see Paranoia used, the Demonic Ascension used very early, almost very scared of that Nocturne ulti. But Nocturne, of course, not having to go in, sort of just wastes a cooldown that's basically twice the CD right there just by clicking a button. As we do see the Visions of Empire will land, the Zap will land, Super Mega Death Rocket is flashed away, the Nocturne Fear will not land either. As we do see the Lux Flash having to be expended there. Good play on the side of Fu, punishing the Lux's mispositioning, but not much else there, as we do see the top side of the map does now have 2 Sunders.
And in the last 5 minutes or so, we have seen quite the gold lead expand from what was a pretty even game, and is now looking at about 4K gold lead on the side of World Enders.
Yeah, just playing off these Nocturne ults like very exceptionally. Sort of surprised to not see it on the ban list after, you know, he put in a lot of work last game on it, and sort of just continuing that trend this game. So we do see the dragon is spawning in 20 seconds. It is an Infernal Soul this game, and the Rift Herald did spawn as well. Jujutsu Tech is pinging both those objectives. Most likely going to be going for this dragon, though.
Yeah, with it being an Infernal Dragon, that's really good for the side of... got a fight here.
As we see the Paranoia comes in, Facebreaker will land on the Karma, Karma flashing away, but into the open arms of World Enders. The Showstopper also used on Xin Zhao. Super Mega Death Rocket goes wide. And once again, just people getting caught out by this Nocturne. Nocturne just providing so much value for World Enders. Karma just having to flash away basically just from the Nocturne killing her, but then right into the middle of the enemy team.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. She tries to flash away from the Nocturne. Of course, she can't see, so there's a pretty good chance she doesn't see the enemy team right there. Flashes into the middle of them, and then it's doomed.
2 Stride Breakers on the side of World Enders here. Sejuani could be going for any of the tank mythics currently. Don't know particularly yet which one. But we do see a Gale Force on the side of Jinx and a Gale Force on the side of Xayah. Gale Force does make sense if she's trying to dash away from these Nocturne engages. But Nocturne almost is just so squishy that it's, or so sticky with that Stride Breaker that it's so hard to even be able to Gale Force away and break the tether from the spear.
Yeah, the 90% slow, as I mentioned earlier, is just incredibly strong for champions that are able to get on top of you. Champions that used to make use of the dash definitely miss the dash, but champions that already have the ability to get on top of you definitely appreciate that 90% slow, as well as the buff and all the other stats it got. I believe it got extra health as well with the patch changes.
Yeah, I think it got an extra 100 health. I think it lost a little AD, but got more health. And you could also cast it while moving now.
Yes, you don't have to cast it while... Well, yeah.
As we do see Jinx miss that cannon minion, very tough. RIP cannon minions. I was going to say, in the INS game earlier, we saw Kog'Maw miss a cannon minion. Now, I don't know if it's a trend. We got to try to land these cannon minions.
Even the best of us miss cannon minions every once in a while.
That's true. That's why I jungle. I mean, you can't miss cannon minions if they aren't there. Good W on the side of Wukong, but a flash in from the Nocturne to land the Sphere. And the final spark over the top. Nocturne will clean up that kill. Well played by the Wukong, but just not really being able to get away. Blade Crawler will do a ton of damage to the Xin Zhao, but not able to take him out as Rift Herald is spawned in this top lane. Most likely this top inner turret going down.
I think it's going to stand for now. They've brought 3 people top here to defend it, and it gets about 3/4 of the HP of the tower. The Rift Herald charge.
And as we were talking about earlier, World Ender's really a 1 damage team comp, but you know, when your Lux is so fed, she almost becomes like your mage mid. As we see Demonic Ascension use the Wind Become Lightning, will land on the Nocturne. Paranoia used to get all the way on the Jinx top lane. I don't know if he really wanted to do that, as he does give the shutdown to Jinx. Kind of not really who you want to be getting those kills, as Karma will collect that kill. Shutdown again, though, for the side of the ADC. Sort of interesting to see him. I guess he was just trying to escape and didn't see exactly where she was, but not really where you want to be ulting underneath turret at half health.
He also might have been just very confident with that he could have got the kill there with the Stride Breaker slow, and just wasn't able to quite do it under the tower because he was already pretty low from the previous skirmish when he ulted out.
Yeah, it's crazy to see that Nocturne just respawned, and his ult is basically up again. Nocturne must be going Ultimate Hunter, right? Like, this ultimate cannot be this low cooldown already.
He might be. I'm not sure if we have a way to see the secondary tree, but we can assume that he is, because the cooldown on it is very low, and he's making great use of it. We keep saying that, but that's just because he keeps doing it.
Yeah, that was probably his worst ult this game, but he was trying to do it to get away. But I mean, you know, no harm, no foul. It's up again. You know, he didn't really need it. If he was gonna die anyway, it's up again.
Yeah, the
We're
only
gonna have to
harm
see, though,
coming out
this-
of that was dropping the 500 gold shutdown to the Jinx.
Yeah,
Or the
not who
200
you
gold
want to
shutdown.
be giving the shutdown to, but you know, big shutdowns on this bot lane side, as we do see 2 items on the Xayah, and the Medjais is also picked up for the Lux. Decided to go Ludens first and then Medjais this game when compared to the Xerath game where he just went Lost Chapter and bought the Medjais. As we do see a trade top lane again. You think Wukong would start to win this now that he has Sunder plus a little bit more CDR with the call fields, but
He might be a little hesitant of that Nocturne, though.
that is true. As we do see the dragon is spawning in 15 seconds. Jinx, unaware of the Glacial Prisoners, we do see the Paranoia come in onto Swain. Demonic Ascension used that big Karma Shield coming out from the Mantra, as we see this Blade Caller is going to do a ton of damage, as the Sejuani does end up getting the kill. The Blade Storm used there at Xayah instead, as we see a trade 1 for nothing, but very low on the side of Jujutsu Tech, probably cannot stay for this dragon. It's going to be an easy secure for the side of World Enders now, 1 dragon away from Soul, as we see the TP come in from Carbon to make sure your team can get out here. Pretty smart play, make sure that they can't get engaged on.
Looks like we might have a lull in the game here for a moment. We've been fighting almost non-stop for the last 10 minutes or so. Yeah, about 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's hard to get in during these Nocturne ults as we see the Wukong's coming in. He didn't use the Nimbus, the E first to get the dash, and instead just goes down. Oof. Just a tough misplayed there on the side of Wukong. Just getting a little antsy, thinking he could go for that play, but Lux just shutting him down, dealing a ton of damage there. Definitely not what he wanted to do, but just tough.
Yeah, 16 stacks on that Medjai's now too, and the damage is going to keep going up unless you shut her down and get rid of those stacks.
Yeah, but who's really getting on her? You know, the Wukong tried his best to get in there, was unable to execute it effectively. The Xin Zhao sort of being shut down, and the rest of the team, this Swain pick just not really having a lot of value. You know, they got first blood, but with Nocturne ganking over and over again, it's been kind of tough. As we see the Baron is down to 4k, the Demonic Ascension coming in, Set using the Haymaker, having to flash out as we see the Sejuani on the flank, most likely going to go for this Glacial Prison here. As the Paranoia is used as well. Final Spark will land. 2 good Zonias there. Glacial Prison doesn't land on anybody. The Showstopper used to keep the Wukong out of the fight. They're just trying to kite away from the Sejuani, but Sejuani just doing so much damage, just tanking so much damage. The Cyclone lands, but too little too late. Xayah's full HP. The Sejuani has basically tanked the whole team for the whole fight. Will end up killing a triple kill in the end for Sejuani. And honestly, just surprised by the fact that the Sejuani top is popping off so hard. But, Zaya just basically free hitting that whole fight.
Yeah, she was. And at the start of that fight, I thought it looked really good for JJT Tech. And then it just got turned on its heels, and World Enders threw it right back at them, and they ended up acing them and not losing a single member, and they're going to pick up the Baron here.
Yeah, just a really good play overall from the set as well, just sort of delaying the Wukong's entry with the Showstopper and his Facebreaker. Just really not letting him get in the fight and let Sejuani just sort of run over the whole enemy team comp with the Zaya in the back, Gale forcing in and dealing tons of damage. Just a really well played fight overall on the side of World Enders. As now we see 10k gold down 25 minutes into the game. Very similar to the last game. Just looking kind of hopeless right now. But if they want to get back in this game, Dilly, what do you think they got to do?
Well, I think they have to play around the Jinx. The Jinx Karma Xin Zhao. Wukong has to get on the back line, and he has to try and get on the Lux and the Zaya. That has been proven to be very difficult, though. Oh, as we get another fight.
Final Spark comes in, almost one-shot two. The auto attacks are now coming in for Zaya. Just casually walks in and says, "Thanks, man. You're feared. There's nothing you can do." It's taking forever to kill this Nocturne. Glacial Prison coming in will miss, but Karma's down. The Cyclone having to be used defensively. Jinx auto attacking, but doing basically 50 damage to this Sejuani. Going the Gale Force, just not having the damage that Kraken Slayer would be able to afford her. This game would become Lightning, will land. Super Mega Death Rocket, good stopwatch on the side of the Nocturne as the whole team just gets shut down. This might just be game here, Dilly.
They can definitely end the game here. Swain's up, but then Karma's not up for another 15, and then after that we have 30 seconds on death timers on 3 members.
It's just really well played here on the side of World Enders, who going to go down again. Just a tough game for him overall, as we finally see here. As the final spark one-shots Karma in her base, the 25 Medjai stack. Lux, 5 AM be damned, World Enders gets the win. As the game completely poops itself, as we see another double Nexus explosion. But yeah, wow. What a game there from World Enders, just basically very similar to their last game.
I think it was a lot cleaner than their last game. They played the early game a lot better this time, and then Nocturne got going as well. We had another long-range AP support, and they did well with the Medjais. They stacked it all the way up to 25. The damage was insane. Zaya absolutely just dominated that game as well. So just all across the board, they played really well.
Yeah, and Lux doing the most damage on her team. Just really carrying that game overall. As I guess we haven't done MVP votes for both these games, but honestly, the Nocturne and the Lux and Xerath sort of get my vote. Nocturne just providing so much utility, and the Xerath in the first game and the Lux in this game just doing tons of poke damage, tons of one-shots. Just really well played overall from the side of World Enders tonight.
Yeah, and as we see the damage charts here, Lux did the most damage in the game by a fair bit. And a lot of that too was using those Moby boots to roam mid and help get kills there as well.
Yeah, just really well played overall from the side of World Enders. As we are going to start the interview process, we will start with Jujutsu Tech, the team that had just lost the game. If we could move them into scrims, because I cannot see all of the team channels, it would be very beneficial. There they go. They're moving. As we see 2 people from the side of Jujutsu Tech in the scrims. There's 3. Here they come. Ah. Jujutsu Tech, how's it going?
Hey, Poseidon.
How not the first game you guys were looking for to start off your team's KDL careers, but were you guys surprised that he picked Nocturne again?
Daniel.
Yes.
Yes, you asked. Okay, no, I was not surprised he picked Nocturne again.
Okay.
Was that something you guys were trying to pick for yourselves and hoping they weren't going to take it with the first pick?
Yeah, we were thinking if they left it up, we would grab it, but then obviously that was not the case.
Mm-hmm. And were you guys surprised by the Sejuani top pick at all? Or
We were a little bit confused because obviously you guys saw the draft shenanigans, so
mhm.
no one really knew what was going on there. But not too surprised that Sejuani top. I think we should have it's definitely still won based on our comp, but
Mhm.
yeah,
And you guys still have one more game this week, right?
yeah, we were playing GME on
GME
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Your guys' thoughts on that game, whether or not what you guys will be looking for in that game in
I mean,
particular.
if we can't win this game, the next game ain't looking too good. So we'll have to go back to the drawing board a bit. Refine our draft to make sure people are, not playing from their friend's house and their games are crashing all the time. Because Jay is probably, in my opinion, the best player in the tournament. So it's not going to be an easy game, but
That's a
we'll try
hot
our best.
take.
I mean, I think he is. He's cracked. He plays like Urgot support and he goes 30-1. So. I'm
That's
excited to play against him though. I'm excited to play against him. Him and then the Atsuki. I'm excited to play against
Akatsuki.
Atsuki.
Okay. Thank you. Clearly not a weeb. Thank you guys for hopping in. And I wish you guys well in your game against GME later this week.
Of course. See ya. Thanks.
So we are now going to try and get World Enders in here. Honestly, would not be surprised if half the team went to bed, since it is very late there. But if they want to come in, they're more than welcome to. And I'd really appreciate it. As they aren't in any channel where I can drag them from. Oh my god, they're here. Gentlemen,
6 a.m.
on
gang.
the 2-0 night, 6 a.m. be damned. What are your guys' thoughts? Are you surprised that they let you have Nocturne again?
Yes.
Yeah, we thought they'd ban him. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Just bite the bullet. I know he's a one trick, but.
And honestly, I'm kind of surprised by the Sejuani top pick. Is that something you guys have practiced into Wukong a lot, or is that just something you were like,
I don't know.
hey, I think Sejuani's good here?
This guy is just on some crackhead shit and has been playing Sejuani top and been feeling it, bro. I don't know.
I mean, it looked like he was feeling it, so
Oh.
just respect.
Thank you.
Before you guys got in here, who on Jujutsu Tech said that Jay on GME is probably the best player in the tournament. Can you guys refute that at all? And if so, who do you think is the best player in the tournament?
Best player in the tournament, probably my guy Bidoof. Ever seen that guy on Yi? Beautiful.
Okay.
I hope one of these days he'll show us his patented Yi mid lane, but
I want to see his Malphite mid lane again.
yeah, that too.
Sounds like a good pick. Dilly, do you have any last question for World Enders here?
No. The only thing that I really wanted to ask about was the Sejuani, and you covered that. So.
All right.
Can I just put a statement out there?
Go ahead.
Stop being inhuman karma players. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Keep it out of my lane. Go bot lane. Keep it out of mid.
Yeah, once again, just another
all I
handshake
want
lane
to
for
say.
you. How did you feel having to basically handshake 2 melee matchups into Karma?
Man, like when I played the Galio, it's like it's fine because I'm playing an inhuman champion too. Like I'm sitting there, I'm a slave, but I want to just play set. I want to have fun. I want to run in, but no, I was just told no. I guess it's not fun.
Damn.
Nah, I'm kidding. Like it's fun. Still fun.
All right.
I was just running around.
Well, I'm glad you guys had
So
fun. Congratulations on the 2-0 day, and hope you all get some good rest after a
Thank
hard
you.
Yo,
day.
thanks for casting our games. Thanks for waiting the extra hour.
Hey, it wasn't your
I'm
guys'
sorry
fault.
about that.
It's all good. Don't worry about it. But see you guys later.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
There we go. World Enders, after getting the fat dub. Here we are at the end of the day. You know, it's been a great cast. Dilly's been an absolute amazing co-caster here. You know, his first time doing it, so round of applause here for Dilly. Woo!
It's far past my bedtime though, so I gotta go right to bed after this.
Yes, it is late. Everyone go to bed. Thanks for watching the KDL. Next time I cast, be ready with those lore questions again if you have any. But till next time, it's been Poseidon and Dilly, and thanks for watching the KDL.